Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. And today we've got another action figure review we have got from LooseCollector, la-muerta, directly from LooseCollector. Thank you so much, LooseCollector, for sending this my way. Very much appreciated, but don't think I'm gonna go easy on you in this review. If I'm saying nice things, it's, well, to be honest, it's because I always say nice things. I'm a pretty good reviewer for people to send stuff to, because I always get excited about things. But this is a particularly exciting figure because it's based off of a design that I just love so much. The Day of the Dead, de la des Muertes, is that how it's pronounced? All these Spanish speakers watching are like, oh, geez, Dave, why did you even attempt it? Nonetheless, I love the Candy Skull design. Always makes me think of Thunder Rosa from AEW, La Mera Mera. It's just a cool, wicked look. And this character, her bio kind of, it's think of the Crow meets the Punisher, which is just two great tastes that taste great together. And then throw in a whole bunch of weapons and just some nice articulation as well. We're going to get to that. There's a lot to like about this figure, and a couple of caveats as well. I'm going to talk about those too. Don't think it's going to be universal praise, just because you sent this beautiful thing my way. There's a couple of little points I want to make. But first of all, just the initial aesthetic glance. She's so pretty. They did a really good job with this. This is my first female figure from LooseCollector. I have had the giant Roidy Magoo Mr. Hyde, but this is actually just straight up a regular human-sized figure, and that's one thing I really like, straight off the bat. This is 1/12 scale, and what I would consider true 1/12 scale. The Lord scale. She goes beautifully with your Marvel Legends or your G.I. Joe Classifieds. Anything in that range, she's going to fit right in. Maybe a little Mezco and Mafex as well. I know that those proportions vary slightly, but the bottom line is, she's going to look great. Right now, I've got her posed with my Mafex Bane figure, because what a pair of mercenaries. If there's a price on your head, you better hope that these guys ain't coming to collect. But they work great together. And another good example of how well Bane scales as well. Just love that figure. And I think I might love this figure too. So the initial eyeball test is just, yeah, she's great. Real lovely. One thing that did give me cause for concern initially when I saw the design, though, was how intricate. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. How intricate the skull skeleton design was, because I could imagine this would be something that would be very easy to not get right. To have like a little paint smear or some bleeding. Is that what you call it? Just to not have it as clean as you would like. But no, this is neat. This is tight. This is a nice, tight bit of paint application here. All of the skeleton bones and everything. It looks just clean. Every line is just like, pow! Really nicely done there. Whether it's painted, printed, I don't know how action figures are made. I only care about how they look on my shelf. And this looks real nice. Also, just makes me think of Skullomania from the Street Fighter EX games, or the dudes from Karate Kid when they're beating up Daniel LaRusso. I love the skeleton aesthetic. Or even, oh my goodness, the OG himself, La Parka. I want to give her a steel chair now so she can play some steel chair air guitar and do a little La Parka dance. I'm getting kind of giddy just thinking about it. A lot of wrestling connections with this lady. That must be why I've got so much love for her. Also, just the proportions of the figure. Oh, I love it. You know me. You know your old pal Dave. Little bit of cheesecake? Yes, please and thank you, sir. May I have another slice? This girl's got curves in all the right places, and I ain't mad about that whatsoever. I think that in this lycra costume that she's wearing, got to have a serious bit of, support under here as well. Maybe some wire framing, because she needs it, because she is very top heavy. God bless her. I think that's terrific. That's what we want for comic book characters. These should not be realistic things. These should be things that we should be like, yes, this is how a ridiculous superhero should look. And that's what she looks like. and I dig it. So well done, LooseCollector. I'm all for, even though she's just skin and bones by the looks of the costume, she's got some meat on her as well, and I think that's awesome. I think that the way that they've put this together as well with the actual articulation, that's what I was trying to think of. I was getting too excited. I need to focus on my words. The articulation, I was a little bit hesitant about one thing at first, and this is a controversial thing. I know not a lot of people necessarily agree with me, but I love a thigh swivel. I'm just a thigh swivel guy, and there ain't no thigh swivel here. And a lot of people would say, well, if you had thigh swivel, Dave, that's going to break up the skeleton design. Your thighs don't actually swivel like that. So I think I've been so conditioned to Marvel Legends. That's what I kind of look for when I'm posing a character, and you can't do that. What you can do, though, is swivel just below the thigh. And I didn't even notice that at first, because I think my brain just went, well, there wouldn't be a swivel there. But there is. Because it's got a beautiful, perfect cut. Because that's where the armor style changes as it goes to her knee pads. Again, very pro wrestling. She's got these wonderful knee pads here, which is a perfect place to throw in a lower thigh swivel. That's, LooseCollector, man. That's using your noggin. I really, really appreciate that. So you've got this lower thigh swivel. You got the double jointed knees as well. You got the toe point, toe pivot, the ankle rocker as well. What you don't have is a toe joint. But you know what? I'm actually fine with that. The main reason being, look at the boots she's wearing. If anyone has ever worn boots like this, you know that you don't bend these boots. Boots like this don't bend. She's probably got steel toe caps in the end there, and like these are clomping. These boots are made for walking. So actually, a toe hinge, it wouldn't make sense for boots like this. And that's not me making an excuse for LooseCollector's articulation, because you know what? I'm about to crack open a can of whoop-ass on this figure. Nah, not really, but I am going to say a waist swivel would be nice. There's a waist swivel and an ab crunch. I'm thinking Black Widow here. I'm thinking highly articulated Black Widow. There ain't no waist crunch or swivel or anything here. This is fixed in place. Now, I can kind of appreciate this to an extent because she's wearing these like lycra pants, and there would not really be a nice place to cut it. So I think that's the lack of waist swivel I can kind of appreciate, because that would kind of break up the figure, because I don't like the flat disc of a waist swivel. But also, if you did the sort of egg cup approach, that would really break up where the waist connects with the lycra spandex. So it was probably an aesthetic decision, but it's still nice to have an option, especially because if you did have the egg cup, you could have disguised it with this belt. So you could have got away with it. However, it's also just showing that, I will throw in my 2 cents of criticism every now and then, even when stuff does get sent to model behavior towers. I'm grateful, but got to be a respectable journalist. Eye roll. So what we do get, though, is the is the torso swivel. So that torso swivel, which you can pop off here, which I didn't mean to pop off, but I was just kind of taxing it to its upper limits. You can pop off, which is intentional, because that's how you apply the belt here. The belt just pop on there. And also, as you can see, and in a good way, you don't require any heating or popping. It will just pop off without any kind of forcing or wrenching, which is good. So the ball joint is protected, and then you can have the articulation there. And you can see she's got a good backward and forward kind of motion. So not a huge amount of side to side pivot. A fair bit. Actually, I say that. No, actually, look at that. Look at that. I'm correcting myself as we go. That's a fair little bit of rotation there. Any further and it'll pop off. But that's fine. Just pop it back on. But yeah, she actually does have a pretty reasonable amount of torso articulation there. So that I'm getting a bit more of an appreciation for this as I go. Then with the arms, you've got the double jointed elbows. That's great. And then the pièce de la résistance is, of course, the face sculpt. And it's not so much the sculpt, but the paintwork. The paintwork on this candy skull face mask, it's gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. This is how we do it. Really, really pretty. I love the pop of the red lipstick on there as well. The only thing that I would have asked for like an extra would be a more intense face, a more dramatic looking face, some clenched teeth, a furrowed brow. Like if she's popping off with this machine gun, you know, I'd like something that's a bit more in battle. This face is a good kind of generic face. You know, she could be firing a gun, but it's more likely with this face she's just looking stoic and like a badass. But she achieves that. Also, smart sculpting with the hair, where it is flowing in the breeze, but also it's not coming down over her shoulders. So therefore, you actually get a really nice range of motion. It doesn't restrict her too much, which is something that you'll often find with figures like this. You got the long hair, it's going to impede the rotation of the head. But in this case, that ain't the case. Then for the extras, whole bunch of extras, a load of extra hands. You got these wonderful firearms here, which of course you can swap out with any other 1/12 firearms. Those are always great. You know what? I just realized I might give her some of my Mezco Punisher weapons. Oh, yeah, that's nice. These are perfectly adequate, but you could always zhuzh it up a little bit if you like. That's what I love doing here. Also, you know me, I'm a sucker for weapons that go into holsters, and she's got that covered as well. So on her belt here, she's got pockets at the back for the 2 handguns. She's got the scabbard for the knife. Obviously the knife you can remove, you can have that as a separate entity as well. The more I play about with it, the more I'm like, yeah, this is a real nice figure. So let's give her a grade. So for LooseCollector's La-Muerta figure, I'm going to give her 4 out of 5 stars. A really excellent, solid female assassin type character. I'm a big fan of this. And folks, that does it for my La-Muerta review. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think about this action figure? Comment below. Let me know. And LooseCollector, thank you so much for sending her my way. She's going to have pride of place on the shelf for a long, long time to come. Gang, thank you for watching. Just like I said before, I have a habit of repeating myself. I guess I just like the sound of my own voice. Until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Coffin, la-muerta.